Read them all.
Welcome to another episode from the battle to the glory. You know we here, y'all. Check us out. It's Wednesday. Come on, man. Do I gotta tell y'all every week who we got here? Lady T in the building. You know who she is. Co-host, founder of From the Battle to the Glory, and of course, our brother from another mother, Rodney Glover, the host of Dad Mentality. You know it. Y'all listen. Before we get into our topic and everything, listen, if y'all have not went and checked out Dad Mentality, come on, y'all. Stop playing around. Go check out my brother at Dad Mentality. It's Dad_Mentality. Y'all gotta go check him out. Cause listen, he doing something great over there too. Not just over here. Just don't come see him over here. Go over to his platform, check him out, because guess what? It's Dad Mentality. He got a great introduction. Listen, man, stop playing around, y'all. Listen, we doing something productive. We doing something that's going to encourage the world, encourage people, especially the fathers. He's doing that for the fathers. Of course, he have the mothers over there. But listen, fathers, you will have an important part in doing your duties. And so over there at Dad Mentality, listen, it's a powerful story. It's a powerful message. And listen, he has great guests over there. He got a great panelist on his platform. Look, he's doing it. He's over there turning up, man. Turning up for Jesus. That's right. For you fathers out there, listen. Come on now. Stop playing these games. Stop. Listen. It's a safe place over there at Dad Mentality. Going over there. Check him out. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Check it out, y'all. Come on, stop. Let's support one another. It's not about fame. It's about helping. It's about community. It's about supporting one another. When somebody's doing something great, you're supposed to be supporting them. Come on. Let's support one another. You know what I'm saying? But Rodney, since you missed yesterday, man, how was your day? How was the show with your son?
My son sung it in the Glee Club. He didn't have a solo this time. But he said next time he have a solo. But he did have it wasn't really a singing, it was more of a speaking part that he had. So, you know, it's always exciting. Tomorrow I got to go back again. He has an orchestra. So, orchestra, my son plays the violin. Yes, there's black kids playing the violin.
Oh, I love the violin.
It's dope. It's dope to go to his school and see those young black kids learning and playing the violin. They play the violin, the cello, the other big one. I can't remember the big thing name. The real big one that's like the bass. It's like the bass one.
The string type, bass type.
It's like the string big bass joint. I don't know. It might be the cello. I don't know what it is. But anyway, they play all that stuff, and you know, it's good. It's good to watch. Good to watch it. You know, his school is predominantly black, and I mean, those black kids are doing. You know, it's crazy watching a group of. It was probably I say about 25, 30 singing Latin.
What?
Yeah, they singing. I know the song from like movies and stuff. Like it was on a Hitman, and it's got some high pitched type joint. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they be saying, but yeah, it is great to watch. So I love it, man. I love it.
It's wonderful, man. I'm glad to hear that. Your daughter went back to school.
Yeah, she went back to school, but she coming back soon. I think she'd come back probably next week. Yeah, she'll be back and done with that, and then we gotta get ready for the next semester. She claims all A's and B's. I gotta see it for myself. So.
Listen. I'm getting ready to enjoy my weekend. You know what I'm saying? So it's about to go down at the brother's. His job is doing a Christmas party. We definitely gonna be in the building. Yo, all 5 of my brothers gonna be together. Only one missing, but 5, yo. You know how special that is for us to get together like that, brothers like that. Nah, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be for real, yo. I'm good, so Molly. Lit. You know what I'm saying? I'm so happy, bro. We all sitting together. We sitting together, talking, laughing. We gonna be acting silly. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be doing a little bit reminiscing, but not just reminiscing. You know what I'm saying? It's a bond, man. It's truly a bond, man. Let's go, man. And the story has begun.
Everybody say hi to Molly, man.
Hey, Molly.
He was talking about you. He was talking about the show on the Morning Max show today, telling everybody he couldn't wait to watch and hang out and be in the comments.
Hey man, let's get to it. God's favor versus God's blessing. So, Rodney, before we get into this, we're gonna go right to you because you missed yesterday. So we want you to chime right on in, man. God, and listen, if it's something that you're not, comfortable with, we'll jump right in. We could tag you in here and there. I'm just saying, I don't know. So God's favor versus God's blessing. So let's go. Let's talk about it.
I mean, when I first looked at it, I mean, God's favor versus God's blessing. I believe that we all here for a purpose. And in that purpose, you find favor. You know what I'm saying? Like God didn't choose us God has chosen us for reasons. You know what I'm saying? And there's matter of fact, it was I was watching on TikTok in the past. I can't remember, but I know it's 2818 is the name of his church. Anthony Mitchell.
Anthony Mitchell.
Yeah, Anthony Mitchell was talking about God's favor and talking about that. Some people on this earth have different talents, and God is going to align that talent with whatever He wants you to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And He's not going to give a person. He called it like some people have 5 talents, some people have 1. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to give a one talent person a 5 talent job and not a 5 talent person a 1 talent job. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody here is here for a reason, and in that reason you find favor, and in also in that reason you find God's blessings. But I personally believe that all God's blessings don't just go to you. You know what I'm saying? God's blessings go to your family. God's blessings can go generations and generations into your family. You know what I'm saying? God's blessings can be something that is just, it was meant for you in that time, but it also runs into your family. When God talks about blessings in the Bible, he says that, I'm going to bless your kids and your kids after that and the kids after that. You know what I'm saying? It isn't just like a one-time thing, but God's favor, I think runs into that whole pathway of your purpose. I believe that if you are walking in God's purpose, then you'll find God's favor. And then ultimately you'll receive God's blessings. So that's how I look at it. That's how I look at the different definitions between the two and the difference between the two. So that's all I got on it.
Okay, Lady T, let me see what you got. Let's see.
Why don't you want to go next?
All right, I got you. All right.
Whose topic was this? I gotta ask because I need to know.
Spirit led, sir. Spirit led. Seriously, I'm just spirit led.
So when this Lady T's topic is hers, and any other topic is spirit led. Got it.
No. Her topic. No. Let's correct some. Let's get some correct. Her topics are spirit led as well. Because I have to. She gives them to me. I have to go over it and I have to look at it. And based on the conversation that me and her have prior to these topics, I come and I say, okay, you know what? I'll be led to do that topic. So it's not like I just go random because she has a lot of topics on here. You know what I'm saying? So it's all spirit led. It depends on the guest. It also depends on the time. It varies. But let's start with here. Let's start here. Right? What is God's favor? Let's start there. What is God's favor? God's favor is divine approval, supernatural advantages, transformation, access, and forgiveness. But how do we get it? How do we get God's favor? By faith in Jesus Christ, seeking wisdom, humility, purity, devotion, and obedience. And what are the benefits and signs and provision of favor? Supernatural increase, promotions, restoring, and healing honor, and victory in difficult situations, being in the right place at the right time. And so that is God's favor. But let's go a little deeper. Let's go a little deeper. In divine approval, blessings, and support, God delights in someone's granting them supernatural help, protection, and opportunities stemming from faith, righteousness, and a heart devoted in Him, impacting in every area of their life for transformation and purpose, not just worldly success. It's obtained by surrendering to Jesus, seeking wisdom, living humbly, and pursuing a deep connection with God, resulting in being clothed in righteousness and God and experience in His presence. And so when you break it all down, that's God's favor on your life. Blessings come, everybody get blessings. But I'm going to get into the blessings part. Everybody gets blessings because God has shown grace and mercy to everybody, regardless of that. So there is a difference between having favor and being blessed. Now we're going to go to the blessed part. God's blessing. And so God's blessing is also, now let me go back. God's favor and blessing go hand in hand. And so there's a big difference in favor and blessings. God's blessings are divine favor, provision, and grace, seen as spiritual gifts like peace, forgiveness, and guidance, as well as worldly benefits, as well as the health, the provision, often access through faith, obedience, generosity, gratefulness, great heart, with the ultimate blessing being in a relationship with God. What are the common manifestations, blessings, and spiritual, material, worldly? These are some of the things that come, those are the common manifestations of what blessings are. How do we receive blessings? Across our faith? Faith and trust, obedience, generosity, gratitude, openness, being open to His spirit, right living. And so I broke that down because there are some things that others do not get. And so there's a big difference because guess what? You can't live a life not for God and think you're going to have favor over your life. And so that's the biggest difference. You're living, but you're not living in your purpose. You're just living. And so when you're obedience comes with favor, because that's a lot of people don't want to do what God tell them to do. And so because God doesn't do what God tell you to do or lead you into doing certain things, now guess what? He's still going to bless you. Because Rodney, you did say about gifts. God gives all of us gifts. And so in those gifts that we give, that God gives us, guess what? If you're using it for the purpose, the right purpose, and you, like I said, with that being obedient comes favor. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the biggest difference, because just think about when we are parents. We got different children doing different things. Are we going to give the child that's not doing everything correctly and always getting in trouble? You're going to give him the same thing you giving a child that's doing everything obedient? Now, I want to use the word obedient, but doing everything they're supposed to, working hard, doing it, do their due diligence, you know what I'm saying, studying, doing everything they're supposed to do to succeed, while you have another child that's not doing that. You're going to show them love. We ain't talking about love. We're talking about giving them more because they're doing more. If they're doing more, you're supposed to bless them more because they're doing it. So just because another person's not doing it, you're supposed to give them everything that the child who's excelling in everything doing it and still showing gratitude. That's key. Showing gratitude and not throwing it in a sibling's face saying, you know what, I got this. But see, that's the biggest thing right there. Gratitude. Showing that, you know what, I'm doing all this, but God has blessed me with all of this. You got to have gratitude. You got to show that. So these are some of the things I broke down about favor and blessing. So Lady T, what you have?
I like what you have. was a lot of words. It was a lot of words. But I like what you said, because you're right. You know, so I look at it as blessings in the scripture is usually tangible manifestations, something we all have tangibly. Abraham received land, a widow receiving provision, healing, protection. Like there's something to it that our blessings come on a daily basis. And that's because you ask the Father. It's like, you know, what did Jesus say? Ask your Father before he knows what you need, or something like that. You know, before you even ask, God knows. I'm paraphrasing, but that's the blessing energy. You know, we all have a desire to have and need something, but favor is different. It's an intentional advantage. It's God's intentional advantage to use a person in the favor of what God has them to do, the purpose for their life. Favor was put on Esther before the king. You know, she had to go before the king. There was favor on her life. There was favor on Daniel at the lion's den. You know, Abshak, Meshach, and Abednego. You know, the favor of God is shown on people's lives, and so we can tell and we know that God is there. You know, go ahead.
No, I want to tag right there what you said. That's key right there, what you said, Lady T. You know why? Because what you just said, and I said earlier, favor. You know what? Those three people you use, they were obedient. They didn't take down to nothing, and that's where God's favor is. No matter what, they didn't take down. They was in the furnace. Come out. Not even the stench. Come on. That's good, T. I like that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
But there's a difference. The one is asking, and that's blessing. And favor is when you are able to align with God and you put yourself to, like you say, you love the word obedience. It is true. Once you align with God, there is an obedience to put, you know, the world to say, I'm going to, you know, pay attention to God and I'm going to focus. Because if you read the Bible, it says Daniel, he was a student. He really learned God's word. He really understood. And so there is a favor in aligning with God, because it becomes the identity, and it becomes like you are responding to, you know, changes in the world. It's a literal, everybody can see type of favor. So, but blessings are different. We all are blessed if we talk about it. Most of us can agree that we all are blessed. We all have many, you know, fortunate situations in our life, and we also have many misfortunate situations, but we must ask for. But if there is a heart that wants to, you know God in a way where and be favored, there is obedience to it. There is a structure where your heart must align. And, you know, and Jesus spoke about it. He basically was like, you know, doors will open that no other doors can. Like once you align with your Father in the true and knowing your identity, like your ego self has to go, your selfish ways have to go. You are here to do a brotherly and you know, everybody in the world type of, you know, service to the world. That is when you have favor, and it will show. And I agree with both of y'all. So it is something that people possibly don't pay attention to. Do y'all think, this is my question, do you think you see people that are favored by God now?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. I definitely do.
Yeah, I definitely do. I was talking about it to Coach, my co-host, the other day, that there's 3 times in my life I can remember people praying for me, and when they prayed, they were different. They were different than, you know, normally, you know, I'd have probably, you know, we all been in prayers. And then I've been in prayers where I could feel something moving. I'm like, yo, like like something this ain't normal right here. You know what I'm saying? One was my pastor's wife. My pastor's wife when I was young. Pastor King was his name. His wife, I don't even know her name. But I was going through something. And I was going through something, and I was leaving church. And they was one of the pastors who would be at the door as you walking out. And as I'm walking out, I wasn't looking for her. I wasn't looking for anybody. I was looking for nothing. She just walked up to me, pulled me to the side, and said, God has led me to pray for you. And when she prayed, I literally could see her glowing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was almost angelic, and I was like, yo, I was like, whoa, and I was like, I think I need to go and do right. Like I can't go out here and do what I was getting ready to go do now. You know what I'm saying? Like after you witness something like that, I can't go and do this crime. Like I gotta sit down now. Now I gotta go home. You know what I'm saying? And really pray and think about what I'm getting ready to do. You know what I'm saying? That was one time. There's another time, Vance's mother, when I was younger, and then the other time is now my pastor's wife now. But I do believe like women have, and I'm not saying that men don't have it either. Please don't take it that way. But I'm saying that some women, man, they got an exceptional prayer life, bro. Like their prayer life is something different with when they really set their mind to it. And like you said, like some people have gifts. Some people have gifts that when they pray, it's different, bro. It ain't the same.
Yeah.
So yes, I do believe that, and I've seen people that no matter what's going on, that no matter what's happened, they have such a strong bond with God, and I strive to be that type of person every day. That they have such a strong bond with God that nothing shakes them. You know what I'm saying? Nothing shakes them. They are okay with who they are, where they are, and what's going on, no matter what. So, even when things go on with their family, their kids, this, that, and the other, they know that God has them no matter what. And I strive to be like that every day. So yeah, I have seen people who I believe have favor and have gifts that God have given them. I believe in that also. I believe that people have the gift of healing. I believe that there's certain people that have. When my son was in the hospital, my oldest son, when he was in the hospital, he had seizures. My then sister-in-law came in there and prayed over him. And that was another prayer too that was different, but prayed over him and my son was good after that. He woke up. It was like I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. So I just believe that, like you said, I do believe modern day people have those gifts. But the thing about it is our world is so clouded with other things that when these things happen, people say, oh, it was the doctor or it was that. I definitely believe that same son, they told us that because he had seizures, that he would not be able to graduate high school, that he would be slow, that he would have issues and this, that, and other. He couldn't play any sports, do anything with contact because he would have brain problems. When me and my wife prayed and we left that to God, we said this, we will not put our son in anything that he doesn't want to be in. If he wants to play football, we're going to play football. We don't care what these doctors say. If he wants to do this, then we're going to do that. We don't care what these doctors say. You know what I'm saying? That God has a different power than all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if this doctor says, and my son ended up, you know what? He ended up liking mixed martial arts, which is one of the most combative and physical and damaging to your head sports you can pick. He did Muay Thai, boxing, karate, all that stuff. Not one seizure. Not once. He didn't have a seizure ever since after he turned I think it was 4 or 5, no seizures. He couldn't get into the military because of that seizure pass. And then, after my son took all the steps to get around that, to show that he does not have these problems, that he is not limited to what this his book or whatever, the medical book says that he's limited to. So, and like I said, but nobody, that's nothing but to me, that's nothing but to the glory of God. But other people would be like, oh, he was just lucky, or doctors were wrong, or whatever the case may be. Nah, man, God still does miracles. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Yeah. Listen, Lady T, you believe you got favor?
I ain't. Well, you didn't answer the question, so go ahead and answer the question. You
I
see
said yes. I said
You
yes.
said yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
I did.
remember that. I thought
Yeah.
just Rodney went. Okay. Do I think I still have favor? And why did I know that you were going to ask me that? How did I know? Okay, so I'm going to say it like this. I believe that favor has a lot to do with your identity. It has a lot to do with knowing who you are in the time and place that you are at. And your heart is aligned with the purpose of God. That means that you take your experiences, all of your past, the flaws, the pain, all of the trauma, and you are able to forgive it, and you are able to align with God's purpose. I am not there yet. I know I'm not there.
All
The
right.
reason why I say that is because I continuously say, no, no, no. I'm not ready. No, no, no. I'm not going. No, no, no. I'm doing the no, no, no all the time. I do it. It's an immediate first response type of thing. And I can tell I'm wrestling, but I know that God has a purpose for me. And my purpose right now is to communicate the way we communicate right here. And I believe God always. So let me tell you about my life right now. I am not searching for the things of the past, my past ways, my past patterns, everything that has happened in my past. I'm letting it go and walking into the direction that God has for me. So that means I'm going to see what God has for me, and it will be brought to me. It will be, like, here you go. What you going to do with it? And I have always lived like that. He knows my heart. He knows my intentions. I do not come here anymore to make a lot of money. I do not have that desire. I told y'all from a long time ago, I want to sell all I have and travel the world. And so my whole goal is to do the purpose that my heart has, which is to have less. I remember Erykah Badu's Bag Lady was hitting my heart hard because I am the bag lady as well. I'm carrying too much weight right now. I'm carrying too many responsibilities that I need to let go and allow my mind and my heart to only be about God's business. But what I have to clean up my mess. There we go. I got to clean up my messes, right? We all got messes in life. Our time right now, a lot of people might be having to clean up messes, and I'm cleaning up my mess. And right now, I can't see nothing else but cleaning up my mess because I'm preparing. That's kind of probably what it is. I feel like I'm preparing for something. I have no idea what it is, but I'm preparing. So what I am doing is cleaning up. I'm changing my habits. I'm changing my diets, what I put into my mouth, how I talk. We're here. I tell you all the time, I still cuss. Like, there are things that God is removing from my life that I am, getting more of a clarity. So, but I will say that I'm blessed. I've said it many times. I'm blessed. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I'm not going to go back to the ways that I used to do, but there are things that I'm still holding on. I'm the bag lady still. We all got bag lady issues.
Huh.
Well, I'll say women, but the men too. I think men got bag lady issues.
That
What you want to say, Ronnie?
that's me. I just realized I'm on my wife's page, not mine. Let me cut this off. I don't know. Maybe that was done for a moment,
Yeah.
a reason. Maybe I need to leave it on here.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about the and B's one soldier? So, Ronnie, what about
That's,
yourself?
Well, I'm sorry. I missed the question. What was the question? I got so distracted. Hold on. Now I want to go back to Lady T because I relate to a lot of things that Lady T is saying, but God will take you as you are. You know what I'm saying? And we always feel like we gotta clean up before we get there. It ain't about that cleanup at all.
But the cleanup, I'm gonna say, let me
Ronnie,
clarify.
I'm stopping you right there.
Let me clarify real quick.
Go ahead, T.
Okay, let me clarify.
You know I'm coming.
The cleanup is.
I'm gonna show you why.
Okay, my offering is my offering, right? When I'm gonna say my offering of God, I want to make it look pure. Okay, I want to have a pure heart, and so I have to clean my heart. My God knows my intentions, and my intentions might be muffy, like I want to say muffy, like muck. I always say muck, muddy looking, and I'm trying to clean it. I'm trying to prepare myself where, my offering is a little bit better, because I am damaged. I am wounded. I have trauma. It's a mental, it is a, psychological thing. That's the battle that we all go through in our lives, where we have the enemy talking to us and we have to learn how to not go in that direction. And so I'm always doing that. So I am, but it's just more of I want to, be a better woman. And he knows me. He accepts me as I am. I agree. I agree with you, Rodney. He's accepting me as I am. But I also want to be diligent to make sure I am paying attention to myself, learning how to be a better woman, learning how to be a better friend, a mother, a sister. I want to be better for the people around me, because I love the people around me, and I want to show love through my words, through my action. My heart has a intent to show love, and God knows that. And so, but I know I got issues. I have issues, like the way I behave sometimes. You'd be like, girl, what's wrong with you? You look at me funny. You look at me like she's something wrong with her. Like, that's everybody though. We all have something about us. And that's why I'm like, okay, let me build my character of this woman that I see and I envision in myself. I'm becoming. I am going to say I am whatever woman I want to be, right? But I'm becoming right now. I'm walking into that direction. I'm becoming.
Okay.
So, Rodney, I want to say this to you, bro. Listen.
Go ahead.
First, there's a reason why, like Lady T was saying, you had to clean yourself up. I said, because guess what? There are certain things you can't take to heaven. Your character, it has to be, for him, it has to be perfect. And see, and Jesus was the living example for us.
That's
we
impossible.
Can no. Don't say it's impossible.
For him, it has to be perfect. It's impossible. You can never.
No, brother.
I'll wait.
See, that is the purpose why Jesus came as a human being, to show you it's possible. And so there are things we have to go through so we can reach that place. Because guess what? Being humble, it's not an easy task. Being obedient, it's not an easy task. It is tough. So you have to go through things so you can be obedient, so you can have humility, so you can be humble, so you can have meekness. There is things, so to build that up, you have to be in a place so you can understand what it is to go to heaven. Why it is so important for your character to be corrected. That's why you have to listen. The renewal of your mind, guess what? You got to go away from your old ways, your old habits, and let them go. You got to drop them off in the sea. That's what God said. He'll never hold those over your head. And so guess what? Your heart posture has to be corrected. It has to be so, I'm talking about forgiving. You have to have a forgiving heart. And guess what? If God just blesses us with everything, we won't have a forgiving heart. We won't need him. What would we need him for? He gave us everything. If he allow us to say, you know what, you can do whatever you want to do, and I'm still going to bless you. No, it's certain things you have to do to get to the higher place.
I don't feel like I'm saying that. What you're saying is not what I'm saying.
Oh, because I thought you were saying that.
No, what I'm saying is, but when you come to God, you don't have to be perfect. And yes, when you come and you build a relationship with him, he will change you. He will make you want to be more Christ-like. You want to be more like him. The more you learn, the more you get into his realm, his era, into when you get in front of him, when you are having these conversations with him, it will drive you to want to be better and want to do better. But the thing about it is you ain't got to wait to be better to do what he has for you. You ain't got to wait until you get the muck cleaned up to say yes. You know Rodney, what I'm saying?
That's what. Look,
I agree, Rodney.
No, I'm just no. I ain't cutting you off. I just want to say that's what. Look, that's where the surrenderance coming in. It's hard to. That's why people don't do it, because they afraid of the surrenderance. They trying to say, "Listen, I'm still gonna go do this." But when you surrender it all to God, trust me, that's the whole thing. It's just laying it all down and saying, "You know what? I don't want to." You turn from your wicked ways. I'm with you. But that's it. I just want to throw that key word, surrenderance. Some people, they laugh and they giggle, but that's what it's really about. It's about truly surrendering unto him, saying, Lord, I want to live for you. I want to die for you. But some people can't do that. Some people don't have the willpower. And so that's why what we're doing here right now is encouraging people to understand what it is to do that. She's telling her face.
And
she said,
look, and I love the comments today. Malik, you are really talking. You are really saying a lot with your big letters, saying the most right now. So, and you know what? Somebody said they thought I was an angel. No, I'm a demon, y'all. I keep trying to tell y'all.
Hey, what? Yo, words have power. Words have power.
I understand.
All right, don't say you're a demon.
I am going to tell you, I have a ugliness to me too. Do not get it mistaken, y'all. Y'all hear me now. We're having these conversations and I'm trying to show love through the words, but I do have a way about me where I look like, mean and demon-like. That's why I say there is a side of me. Don't think that way of me. Don't think I'm an angel, because there's nobody perfect. We all fall short. We all do. And I will say
that Chef Dennis.
I will say I fall short.
Rodney, but listen, no, see the difference between me, you by you saying that, the difference is, guess what? I know my shortcomings, but I recognize that. So
you don't talk about it.
No, I don't. What you mean I don't talk about it? My struggles, it's not for everybody. Oh, what? What you want to say? What?
You don't really acknowledge it, I guess.
No, you bugging.
Because if he said that, Rodney said that for a reason.
My job is my great test. What you talking about? Trust me.
I'm confused why you brought that up. But what he said means that you don't communicate that you do wrong or in a way, right, Rodney? You say it.
Tell me.
He doesn't communicate that we are. He communicates like, I'll be honest with you. And this showed up yesterday when I was watching the show yesterday. Chef Dennis makes great points, but instead of I feel like. But Chef Dennis makes points from up here. It's like he's looking down at you making the point. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just like, I'm so much better. So therefore I expect everybody. No, I'm trying to give the best analogy I can of how, but no, this isn't negative. So I don't want you to think that I'm being negative, because I'm not trying to be negative. What I'm trying to do is get you, or what I see is that you talk to people from a level of highness. Like you're like, you expect everybody to get to where you are today. Like, you need to be up here today. And some people aren't there. Some people are lower, some people are here, some people there. And you're like, nah, you gotta be here. Like, in order to be to be with God, you gotta be here. No, you don't. You don't. Not everybody's going to make it to your level. Every Christian isn't going to be the same. Right. Every Christian, every person that walks through the doors, that's going to walk through the doors of heaven, is not going to be the same. We all are different. We all have reasons. We all have.
Hold on, say that again. Say that again.
Everybody who walks through the gates of heaven will not be the same.
Why won't they?
Because they won't.
We're
all different. Because we're all different. None of us are the same. None of us are the same. None of us are the same.
All right.
My walk is not the same as your walk.
But
my what I've been through is not the same as what you've been through. And just because you feel that you are, if that was the case, and I want to be honest with you. If that was the case, that we all have to get to this certain level, like there's, I don't know, a level 100. You know what I'm saying? That we all got to get to in order to get into heaven.
Rodney. Let me
then
ask you a question. Let
okay,
me ask you a
I
question.
haven't even made my point, but you're gonna
All right,
ask
go
a
ahead.
question
I'm
about my
sorry.
point.
Go
So
ahead. Go ahead.
which one? No, I'm gonna let you ask your question. Go ahead. Which one is it? I'll wait until
I-
I got to say it. But go ahead.
No, because reason I wanted to chime in is because righteousness is righteousness. That don't change for nobody. Holiness is holiness. That don't change for nobody. So no matter what, everybody has to have righteousness, and
Right.
how you derive to that is the same way. You gonna go through something totally different, but righteousness is righteousness. Holiness is holiness. So guess what? When it's time for us to go there, you have to be right and righteous. Period.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You've brought up in the past a few people that you know are going to heaven. Okay,
Huh?
and they say are
Oh,
going to
wait,
be
wait.
are going to be in heaven or whatever
Nah,
the
I
case
never
may
told
be.
you that.
Okay, all right, okay. The thief that was crucified before Jesus, but right beside Jesus, right, was following God for less than, I don't know, an hour.
Yes. Go ahead.
He's going with him to heaven, correct?
Yes.
All right. So is he the same as a person that has been following God for 20 years?
But that
Is his
account
road the
oh,
same?
I'm gonna let you
Is his
finish.
road the same as the person that's been following God for 20 years? Is his road the same as why am I blanking? Is Paul going to be at the gate, right? He's the one. Who's the one that's supposed to be? Who's the one that's going to be at the gate that's supposed to be making sure that letting people in?
Mhm.
Huh?
Oh,
It's
we
in the
have to look
Bible.
that
It's
up.
in the
Okay,
Bible. It's one of them.
okay.
Anyway, I'll get to it. But either way, that person only knew Christ for a moment and is being brought into the heavens gates, because he in that moment he gained a relationship with Jesus. So therefore, we are not all going to be the same. Everybody walking through, that's my point, to say that everybody who's going to be walking through heaven's gates are not going to be the same. Nobody has to be at your level 100. You know what I'm saying? If you gained a relationship with God and you only had one for an hour and served that purpose that God had for you, then you going in. You have to have a relationship with him. And
All right.
my relationship with him is not going to be the same as your relationship with him.
It was Peter.
Peter, thank you.
Now,
I knew it was a P.
I think that account, it was the wrong account for this discussion. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because the reason, there's a purpose why Jesus, those thief it was accounted for, is because guess what? It wasn't a focus about him being a thief. It was about his heart. He decided to believe and trust in Christ, who he was. And that's why he said, you will be in paradise with me this day, is because his heart. Jesus knew his heart. His heart was really surrendered unto it and said, I believe who you say you are. And so that's what Jesus wants you to understand and focus on. Just that part, not him being a thief. It's about his heart. And so that's why it's confessing with your mouth and believing in your heart that Jesus Christ is the Savior. And so that's why the thief, he said to him, you'll be with me this day in paradise, because he knew his heart. And so people can be on a deathbed. People could be on a deathbed and confess and believe in their heart that Jesus Christ is their Savior. And guess what? They will be in paradise. See, there's a difference, because guess what? God knows your heart. That's why he says he don't care about anything else but your heart. Your heart posture is the most important thing. And it's got to be right. It's got to be right.
And I want to add that the mind has to be, set in alignment with truth. And that is part of the heart. So it is connected, but there is a heart, with that's aligned to love. And then the mind is aligned to truth. And they have to be connected to align to God. Because once you were talking, Rodney, about the guy that, was with Jesus, that right there, that was the time that he actually saw in his mind the truth. He saw the truth. So then his heart, it changed, or
Right.
it could have been the heart. I don't know which one went first, but yes, it is something that has to do with what I say is a body thing. We have to remember we are the temple of God. We are walking as the temple of God. So we need to honor that and understand what's going on the inside and honor it in a way where we're becoming a better people. I'm not going to keep going.
Well, hey, Rodney, also too, look, that's why, look, as we grow, right, our heart is the most important thing, because guess what? That controls our emotions, right? Right, Rodney?
I'm listening. Yeah.
It controls our emotions, and when we control our emotions, we know how to respond to things that makes us feel uncomfortable, that somebody might do us wrong. We have to be able to do those type of things. You always talk about love my enemies, right? Hey, you got to have a strong heart for that.
But what that got to do with what my point was?
I just told you. I mean, you said you use a thief. I'm saying
no. We're going back to you when you say that everybody got to be perfect.
No,
in order to get in the
make sure. When I say something, make sure
I corrected you when you said
no. Make sure you use the same words, because I did not say perfect. I said righteousness is righteousness. I said that's it. You got to be righteous. You have to be holy to go. You talk about you use a thief. But now you use the thief because you use the thief. Guess what? His heart. But there was something about him that changed, and Jesus knew that.
I want to say something.
Thief. He said, "You ain't." What did he say to him? He told him. He said, "If you say who you say you are, get yourself down from the cross." He said, "Oh, you ain't Jesus. You ain't the Son of God." And guess what? He stayed up there. What happened to him? Come on, lady.
He had a purpose. Anyway, let me say this. Malik, you saying a lot. I'm going backwards still. But yes.
Let it go, lady T.
No. Great points. I love to have conversations about great points.
Tell us
about the Bible, about the Bible, the fact that we skip modern Bible being racist and prejudiced is crazy. And I understand your point. I do. But we have to first understand truth. And, to get to a person, even when they're going through what they're going through, you have to speak truth to them about who they are. They need to know who they are first, because we got a lot of people walking in pain and trauma, and we have to learn how to be compassionate with our words with people that are dealing with pain and trauma. This is not about religion. I'm not trying to be religious. I'm not trying to be religious. I don't go to church often. I don't go to church at all, honestly. But I grew up in the church. But my point is that yes, the Bible had a purpose. The English language had a purpose. The Bible had a purpose to interpret the hidden meaning in analogies, in metaphors, in ways that were poetic, to keep the initiated to understand and the uninitiated, or the ones that do not understand, in a lack of knowledge. And I'm not going to say anything about races or anything, because it's just the fact that we have to teach people how to love and know themselves. And I don't know where it's at. I'm going to find out. But what was stood out to me years ago is know thyself. It stood out to my heart, in my mind, and I had to understand it through my journey. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to tell everybody else, you've got to learn yourself truly, without the ego being involved. Let the ego go a little bit and learn to shut the hell up. Learn how to listen, learn how to receive, and let that fire burn inside of you when you angry, and feel the emotions. We've got to feel some things sometimes and not say a thing. Let God reveal everything. So there's a word that needs to be said in a different way. And I just wanted to, I want to be a part of that, action, that movement, that we are changing in the right direction into really loving ourselves. Because I'm going to say this, it breaks my heart to see my African American women and men, and I'm going to say Black, because I've got, a lot of years of my past ancestry in this country, but it hurts me to see that we're divided so much. And so I understand why. There's a reason, but now I want us to wake up. So I'm going to be the one to also, because there's so many people out there speaking the same language as me, I want to be the one to help us to get back to knowing ourselves and loving ourselves so we can come back. And that's all I'm going to say. But I hope you feel me, Malik.
I'm gonna say that I'm not speaking religion either. I mean, my biggest thing is get a relationship with God. Whatever your religion is doesn't matter to me. If you got a relationship with God, I don't care if you call yourself Hindu. I don't care if you call yourself whatever. You know what I'm saying? Have a relationship with God, and when you have a true relationship with God, I believe that religion in itself, the form religion was created to separate.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It was created to change people. Even in the Bible, they have the Sadducees and the Pharisees and all these people who considered themselves great scholars of the Bible. And guess what? The first thing they wanted to do was separate themselves from the people. And, to me, that is when you get into religion, that's what a lot of religions, and I'm not just talking about Christianity, I'm talking about a lot of them, period, was created to somewhat separate yourself from the people. And I believe that, God has a purpose for all of us. We're all here for a reason. Get your relationship with God. Like, I don't care about whether you say, I try to get rid of, the biggest thing about getting the knowledge and getting the, what you call it, is to try to get rid of the things that make sense, that don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, was Jesus black, white, yellow? Who cares? That really doesn't matter. Get a relationship with God. Get a relationship with Him, because when we leave this body and shell, we're talking about a body. You know what I'm saying? If you really believe in what you're saying, you're talking about a body. This body, this shell doesn't mean nothing. It's going to be exactly that when you leave a shell. It's your soul. It's those things that you got to get right with God. God is not concerned with this shell, in my opinion. This shell is nothing but what it is, So get your relationship with God. That's all I got to say. I don't try to get into religions, because then you get that argument that, what are we arguing about? Be right, do right. Do right, get your mind right, get the things right, do unto others as you have them do unto you. That's like the biggest, no matter what you're looking at, whether it be the Quran or any of those other things, the lessons are still the same. So yeah.
Religion is man-made. Yes. And you're right. It is about division. When you look at all of the divisions, I said the divisions, look at all of the religions, right? They all signify God, but God has many names. In each religion, there is a God. No matter what, there is a God. And guess what? The alignment of God, once you get in tune with God, you understand that, guess what? There are many man-made religions, but that's why we talk about getting in tune with God. And that's the key thing, is praying and understand and asking God to open up your understanding and leading you. That's the key. Leading you to the places where you need to go so you can be educated beyond living right now. You have to understand that. And so God says His people, He didn't say black, white, people lack knowledge. So when you want to be educated, you have to seek for that education. You have to seek for that knowledge. And that's where the prayer comes in at. Praying for God to direct me, lead me to the place where I need to go. And that's what Ronnie talking about, relationship. You ain't gonna listen. Listen, Rodney, I'm sorry. This might be a little harsh, but listen.
You don't scare me.
No, not. This ain't directly to you. I'm just saying, because you be saying,
you call my name out.
Look, you said,
call my name out.
Rodney, you said I be up here, so I got.
You up here? You be talking down to people. You be talking down to people. You go ahead.
My son had speak 2 Sundays ago, right? He had preached, right? And you know what? He said, when there is something about you that's missing, there is a piece in your life that is missing. And you know what that piece is? That relationship with God. Just imagine there is a piece of you that's missing, and that's the relationship with God. That is the piece because you don't have the understanding. And how are you going to get the understanding? Not by the world, not by what I'm saying, not by what Lady T saying, not what Ronnie. You have to seek it out for you to be encouraged to seek out that knowledge. And we talk about racism. Guess what? Get out of that mindset. That's bondage. Get out of that, because guess what? We acknowledge that. We've seen it. We know it's in this world right now. But guess what? Break off those shackles. Be free from that. Because guess what? That does not dictate how you live in your life right now. God don't talk about that right now. Guess what? You'll know how to come out of that. That brokenness, that how can I say, that hurt, that somebody hurt you, family, church hurt, all of that. Guess what? You got to break out of it. You got to be free from that. How do you be free from that? That's the relationship part, because it will be a renewing of the mind. That's how you get out of that bondage. That's how you get out of that slave mentality. Please, my grandparents was in it. Okay, my grandparents, they stories they didn't told me. Okay, please. I'm black. Yes, I'm black. I say it on the air. I'm black. Okay, I ain't white. Say it just like that. Guess what? Because I know what it is to be in bondage. I know what it is to have that over my head, looking and say, oh, I can't do this because I'm thinking of what people may say or what I can't do. No, you will never hold me down like that. And Lady T, I'm speaking for Lady T. She ain't gonna be held down either.
So I want to talk about something.
Go ahead. Somebody, right now.
I don't know who said it, but somebody in the comments said something about a soul. And it's so funny because the soul was really never taught in the Bible. You know, if you really think about it, I don't think it was taught as a soul. The soul is a part of the eternal. That's the God, right? And I'm learning about the soul, but it does have a meaning to it because our soul is connected to the divine. It is like, you know, our way of, you know, having a way to reconnect with the divine. But I think that, you know, the soul has its limitations. You know, it does have a way of having pain be so, you know, strong in a person's life. Trauma can be very strong that it clouds our understanding of why we went through what we went through. So a lot of people have gone through a lot of pain and sorrow, and it's hard to come out of pain and sorrow when, you know, people don't want to hear religious talk. People want to truly know who they are and their worth, and how we are to connect to people of when they're suffering in their pain. What do? We talk about keep hope alive type of talk. No, we actually have to do something to be a intercessor, to try to make, you know, God show his favor in your life and that person's life at that time. So our intentions need to truly be about God's business and not about our ego, where we're looking at a soul who is in pain and suffering and say, well, if you do this, if you do that, if you change this, baby, go there and do that. We need to communicate on a true level that can have that power, the power that we know it can transform through the words that we use. And our words are very important. So, you know, I know that there are many people in this world in pain and suffering that do not know how to get out of it. And that is something that will be difficult for all three of us, many of us that listen to this. How do we talk to people that are suffering and in pain and pulling them out of it to understand truly what God's love is truly all about? Because we can talk this all day, but there are people that do not have and they seek, you know, blessed are the poor. The poor is somebody that needs God's favor, but already has God's favor, but they just need to be reminded of it. They need to hear the words that you are favored by God. You know, we need to speak these words to people to understand their worth. And that is something that I feel that we should continuously try to embrace in our intentions when we talk to people. That's all I wanted to say, because the soul, I'm learning about the soul. The soul is what I believe is the everlasting, is the eternal. It is the part of the I am. You know, I believe the soul, the spirit is the different part of it, but the soul I'm learning more about. But we need to speak on a soul level to one another, because this world is all souls, God's people, God's children. And when they live in their place and they have their environment and they were brought up the way they brought up and how their religion was brought up, how they put their mind in their mind, indoctrinated, I don't care what the word is, but it is how they grew in their environment to understand a holiness. Bring them back to holiness. And we honestly need to not always, you know, bash Jesus's name on it right now, because I'm going to say this: Jesus's name has been put through the dirt a lot, and I hated it. But we need to have words that are truly about a heartfelt love and compassion for another person. So that is what I look at it as. What y'all think?
Rodney?
Oh, what? I think. Why you always want to go last so you can humbug everything I got to say? But nah, it's all good. I agree with Lady T. I think that a lot of people, like I said, unfortunately, here's the thing I always tell people: the devil is good at what he does. He's really good. Some of his greatest tricks, he has convinced us that are not even tricks. You know what I'm saying? The greatest trick that the devil ever played, the greatest trick the devil has convinced the world is that, one, and I know Chef Dennis is going to argue with me. One, he has power. Okay. Two, that he's created that he doesn't really exist is the other thing. You know what I'm saying? Like not having power. So here's my thing, and I'm gonna go into the power thing again. God gives us a choice, and we have a choice no matter what. There's nothing that the devil can make us do. He doesn't have a power to make us do anything. He convinces us that we, A, want to do it, or B, that it's okay to go do it. You know what I'm saying? Alcohol being legal, drugs being legal, this being legal, these things like that are, you know, money is good. You know what I'm saying? These are all tools. This is the good money is something you can use, but yeah, it can definitely lead you to evil. But the devil doesn't have a power that he can just go, you know, no, you're going to go and do this. You're going to go kill this person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I want you to go kill this person, so go do it. And then you're just going to follow and go do it. No, it don't work that way. And that's what I mean by power when I say that. And people give him too much credit than he deserves. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't deserve that. He was an angel that was created just like all of us by God. He was created. He didn't exist. He didn't have the same power. You know, I heard y'all was talking about this yesterday, and I mean, it's definitely something that we as humans, we get focused on the wrong things. We get focused on things like religion. We get focused on things like color. Like, yes, I do believe in supporting my Black people, but I also, you know, it ain't like I'm out here trying to destroy white people from doing anything either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I support my community around me, and it just so happens that my community around me is Black. Now, if I move to Germany and my community around me is all white people, I'm gonna support them too. Just like I want them to support me.
Right.
Because color isn't, because I don't believe, and this is another hot topic, but I believe that we are all colors of wheat. You know what I'm saying? God created us all in all these colors. Race is something that was created by us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It was created by us as another way to separate us. We're still all human. We're still all souls of God. There's no difference. I mean, even in the United States, it's Republican and Democrat. Another way to separate. These are all just distractions to try to separate this, to try to make people into something that they're not. We're all children of God. We all should love each other no matter what shade of skin we have. We all should love each other and do right and do the things that God is calling us and asking us to do, no matter what shade we are, from white, black, yellow, it don't matter. Those things we get too mixed up in. You know what I'm saying? It's the minutia that I've talked about in the past. Like, us as Christians, here's the thing, man. Get a relationship with God. That's all I'm gonna keep on saying. Get a relationship with God. Don't talk to me, oh, the Bible's right, the Bible's wrong, or the church is this and the church is that. You know what? That all these things have been this way for centuries. The church has been messed up for centuries. There's great churches and then there's messed up churches.
Yes, sir.
There's great, do you know what I'm saying? The Bible was written by humans. We can go through that whole thing. It's written by humans. It's going to be flawed. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I really don't care. The thing is, use the tools to get closer to God and build your own relationship with God, and God will guide you on what's right and what's wrong. God will guide you on whether or not to turn the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at it. If God tells me to turn the other cheek, then I'm gonna turn it. But if He don't, then I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But that's because I have built and created a relationship with God.
Yes, Ronnie, just to add what you were saying too. Look, what you just said, relationship is key. Why? Because we all have gifts. How do you tap into the gift that God has given you? You have a job, you have a duty that God has given you in that gift. How do you walk in your purpose if you don't know your purpose? If you don't know the gift that God has given you,
it will be revealed.
No, what I'm talking about, the people who don't, they say the Bible, the church. No, guess what? You got a purpose. You have a gift that's supposed to be glorifying and edifying God. And so if you don't have that relationship, you don't recognize your purpose and you don't use the gift that God has given you sometimes.
But I think that God's favor will be put on people that we least expected. Those people that didn't believe, that, like Paul, God's favor can be put on anyone. And it does not matter what you did and didn't do. If God wants to use you.
You said what? Favor. You said
favor. I said favor. Blessings everybody has, but we're still talking about. Did you not hear what I said? Paul. Do you remember Paul?
Hold on. Wait a minute. You use Paul. T. I want to correct. I'm serious. I'm sorry. When you say Paul, guess what? There was a change.
Okay.
So you got to remember. So
there was a favor on him as well. Don't you agree?
When he changed.
Okay, but that's what my point
is.
It's a favor.
You got the favor. You have to clarify that, because guess what?
You don't.
Favor.
Because we know Paul from when he changed. We know Paul. He came into the scene in the Bible when he changed. Okay, that's how we know Paul. If you did your own history of Paul, then you would know he came from the Roman Empire. Then you would know. Okay, but there was favor on Paul's life, like many other characters in the Bible, and people did not expect him to be the favored one. That's my point. And I believe that favor can be placed on any person that God anoints it to be for them. And so the one you didn't expect, the least expected one, that's all I'm saying. I just want that to be clear, because I don't want us to get, so caught up in a certain way of being that we got to be this way and got to be that way. But the favor can be on whoever God says you're going to be used, because you were born for this. Just like Judas. I don't think Judas wanted to be the guy to, do what he did. I don't know, but he was. And that was his calling. It was what he was supposed to do. And God did favor him. And I do believe he is in heaven.
Joseph.
Joseph.
Remember, Joseph was out in the field. They had to go get him because they didn't believe he was the person.
Yeah.
Just to make the
Yes.
point. Sorry.
Yep, he was the youngest, right? Or something
Yeah,
like
he
that.
was the
something
young.
like
He
that.
was the youngest.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he said, "I'm gonna." He came to anoint the next king. Went through all the sons and was like, "Hey, it ain't none of these. You got one more."
That's
He
right.
was. Then nobody believed him to the point that even when he got the coat of many colors, his brothers got jealous and decided and faked his death.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So I agree with you that I strongly believe that the it's in the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like then Joseph got sold, he got sold, raised up, sold again, then became, then eventually became what God had him do, but it was in the journey.
Yeah.
And he was the right person for that. Nobody knew that but God. And you can't use that. I always talk about at my old church, the strongest pastor was the janitor.
Hey, Lady T. Lady T.
I love that.
I just want to just reiterate something. Because you said anybody can get favor. But
I don't believe I said those words.
You didn't.
I mean, I was referring to God's, like God will say, use anybody. I think that you twist my words a little too far.
Oh,
don't take.
Hey, just correct me if I'm wrong, Rodney.
I didn't hear her say that.
What'd you hear her say?
I didn't hear. Repeat, she said.
Hold on. Repeat. Yeah, repeat what she said.
I wish we could go back.
She said, if I remember correctly, it was like more like God can use anybody.
Give favor.
In his favor, with his favor.
I might have
he
said
can have
wrong.
favor on. He can have favor on anybody. I guess.
Expect, right? That's what you said, Lady.
She said it could. Yeah, definitely. I believe that.
But you got to remember, this is what I said. What is favor? Mm-hmm. Is divine approval, supernatural advantages, right? But then this is key. These are the last two things. Transformation. Favor comes with transformation. Your mind has to be renewed, but then also access and forgiveness. So that's big right there. When you just say favor, it's transformation. You have to be transformed to get that favor.
Joseph had God's favor without no transformation.
He was himself.
He was not transformed. He was not transformed. He found out about God's favor before he got transformed.
Who?
Before he was Joseph.
Divine approval.
You said there has to be transformation to get. I disagree with you.
Those are key components.
Well, I'm disagreeing with you in saying that you do not have to have transformation to get God's favor. God already knows you're going to transform. So why does he have to wait for you to do it? See, you know what I'm saying? That's limiting. That's limiting God, in my opinion.
That's the process. Did you?
No, it's not.
I'm not. Wait a minute. I'm not talking about opinion. Wait a minute. This ain't an opinion, though. Hey, Ronnie, this ain't an opinion. This is not my opinion. If you we get scripture for you. We gonna get
just gave you the scripture. I just told you the person. Like the person had and I believe that what she's saying. Paul, he had favor because God knew he was going to transform. Like God knows this already. What do you gotta wait for us?
Oh my!
What are you waiting for us for?
Yeah, Saul. That's right. He was Saul before Paul. That's right.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Come on,
but he had his favor then. He should have been dead a long time ago, bro.
Favor comes after. You can't live in sin and think you're gonna get favor.
Yes, you can. What are you talking about?
Stop saying not favor.
That's not okay. Look, dude.
We can't even comprehend
exactly
what God knows.
Exactly.
We can't even comprehend it. So how can you limit him? That's crazy.
Yes.
To me, it sounds like you're limiting God. You're saying, without transformation, God don't need us to do nothing.
Rodney, but you got to understand one thing. You can't say,
I'm trying to understand.
Look, you can't say trust the process and then you got to go through a journey. The reason for your journey is to go and build you up. To build you up to do those things that God has called you to.
No, this journey's to break you down. No, what are you talking about? This journey's in the wilderness that are to cripple you.
The journey so you can be built up. Thank you. And build up.
I say no. You go through. I'm saying that what you're saying can happen, but I'm also saying that you can be broken down. God has taken people off their pedestal who thought they were great.
That's the journey.
Mhm.
Self-righteousness. Right. They living in self-righteousness. There you go. So guess what? They have to be broken because they living in self-righteousness. God said, oh, you think you better than me? You not exalting me? You not praising me? You not worshiping me? You not giving me all the thanks? Yes. Okay, now I'll pull you down. Yes, he'll snatch it away from you. Can you lose favor?
I forgot how he said it, but there was something he said that sounded so wrong. I was like wanted to say something about it. But look,
Cool.
Chef,
Go ahead. Yeah.
look at it like this. Favor God knows before we are even born. How about that one? Do you
Say it
agree
again.
with that?
Say it again.
God knows whose lives he will put favor on before our journey. Before our journey.
Yes.
So it does not matter what listen, let me just say this. What the journey may look like, it can be most of the time ugly and not making the right decisions. You listening? So those people are still being used. Go ahead, Rodney.
No, I got a question though.
Yes.
Is forgiveness God's favor?
Is what?
That's a good question.
Forgiveness God's favor?
That's a good question.
Because Desmond just brought up a fact, and I just thought about it because actually it is God's favor. We all have God's favor. Now I do believe that some people get more, but in theory,
that's mercy and grace, not favor.
In theory, forgiveness is not favor. So forgiveness
mercy
is not favor.
Grace.
I'll say I agree with Chef. It's all about mercy and grace when it comes to forgiveness. But favor is in itself a Moses moving the water type of thing. God is showing himself to the people through one individual. So that is favor. We are to see a supernatural. We are to see something that is not normal. That's God's favor, because God actually is intervening in this situation. He's like, I'm including myself to show myself. That's how favor is.
Hey, Rodney,
not everybody has that.
All right, so look, I'm glad you said that to you right there. It was supernatural, because guess what? You can have poor credit, and this is where favor comes in that no man can do. This is what you can have poor credit and go and get a house. Don't have to put a dime down, and low interest. That's God's favor. When you don't even have you don't even have the money. See, people don't believe in it. That's where your faith come in at.
I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say that either. I think that's a blessing, because you need that.
Hold up. Blessings, guess what?
It's a personal.
It go hand in hand. Yes. But see, favor is something, you said it, T, supernatural.
But that's it's listen to me, hear me out with this. If a person has a favor for their own financial situation, that's not favor, that's blessing. That's a personal thing. But when God has favor on an individual, many people will know the favor. That's what I'm talking about. Not just one, oh, I got this credit situation, God favored me. Yeah, we say that. We can say that. But I'm saying it's truly a supernatural where a lot of people view it and can see it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Me?
Rodney?
Oh, Rodney.
Oh, yeah,
both of y'all don't be listening to me. I don't know why I talk.
I was listening, but I was reading the comments too, and I'm sorry, but no, I agree.
Do you understand me?
Yes, I do. And I believe that, and I understand what you're saying. I was just curious. It just hit me. I just thought about that reading the comment, and I was like, hold on, well, is forgiveness God's favor? Because then we all got it. So I'm just curious.
That's the mercy.
But I get you. I get you. I hear you. No, once you said that, I understood. I was just curious.
But yo, today
I realized something.
Nah, but what I
thank
really
you, Lady T. It wasn't because of Chef Dennis. Thank you.
People out there that's listening and watching, I do want you to understand this, is that it's not about what we saying too. I don't want nobody to think that what we saying is golden. I want you to seek it for yourself.
Absolutely.
Learn what favor really is, because as you study, you will understand what favor is. You will understand what blessings are. Don't listen to me. Go find it out for yourself. I want to be clear on that, because guess what? When you know what favor is, you understand what it is. Because I'm sorry, listen, I am not better than nobody on this earth. I am seeking out everything that I'm supposed to do in God's for my life. For my life. I can't say for Lady T, I can't say for Rodney. I'm talking about for my life. And so I'm walking in my purpose. And so when I want to be corrected, God is going to correct me. And I'm humble enough to say, you know what? What I said was incorrect. I want to correct that, because guess what? I'm walking like I'm supposed to walk. I'm living like I'm supposed to live. I'm not living a perfect life. I'm imperfect. And so I want people to understand that, guess what? There is something great in living for God. And that's the greatness in living for God is his favor for your life. There is a purpose. There is a walk that you have to walk. And guess what? God's going to bless you differently. Know that. I want people to understand that God's going to bless you differently. Guess what? Because guess what? We said about obedience and surrender. These two words right here. I'm going to let you go, Rodney and Lady T. Surrenderance and obedience. It is not easy. And so to be obedient to God, when God tell you to go, you go. You drop everything, you go. But when you surrender to God, that's the key. Guess what? He's not going to lead you down a dark path. He's not going to lead you astray. He's going to always be there for you. And guess what? He's going to be blessing you abundantly. Abundantly. But guess what? That favor is something higher and greater, because guess what? Your obedience. That's key. Your obedience come with a great price. Trust me, Lady T, Rodney, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I wasn't always obedient.
Nah,
please believe that.
Trust me, I 100% believe it. I just didn't think you believed it.
I had to go, man. Many a nights I had to cry. I had to be broken. Taking things, man. He took everything right front on my feet. Give me that. Oh, you ain't gonna. Oh, so that's what you want to do? Cars, family, everything coming down. Guess what? I had to humble myself, man. Many a nights walking in the cold, sleeping in my car, homeless. Please stop playing with me. No. I want to. I yearn for living for God. I don't care what nobody else may think. This is what I want to do. He ain't force me. He ain't turn my hand. He say, look, I'm going to put you through this and now you're going to serve me. No. It's because of the things that I've been through, the choices I made. I want to make wiser choices, wiser decisions. So it's going for kingdom building. People don't understand that. It's not about me. It's about kingdom building. That's what it's about. I'm passionate about this because guess what? I know where I've been. I know where I've came from. I could have been in prison. I could have been dead. I could have been another person in another life. So it ain't about me. It's about God. And so all I'm going to do is encourage. If I'm wrong about something, hey, pull my coattail and say, yo, hey, you got to go do some more reading. People have done it. I'm okay. Yeah, let me go back and do some more homework. Like I said, this ain't my words I read earlier. That's homework. I got to do my work. I got to study. It's not about me. I want to say that because I want people to understand it's not about me. I don't care nothing about myself. I care about what God wants for me in my life and my family and my friends and my circle. Brother Rodney, Lady T, family, cousins, all that. I want to share the love of Christ.
I want to say, Desmond, thank you for your comments about, how you say it. So somebody could do wrong every day of their life, and then their last day, say they repent, and God will cover them in His favor. And I agree, because we are all God's children, and not one of us are snatched out of His hand. That's what Jesus said. It's in the scripture. We are all God's children. So. But I look at it as if we want to say that, God has favor on each and every one of us, I agree with that as well, because God has an intentional advantage for each and every one of us. We are here to do His purpose. But I am going to say there are some people in the world that have a way of showing God's true intentions that draws people to God's true intentions for their own life. And we call that favor. We call it favor because of they are drawing. Jesus came to draw all men. We are to draw people. And there are pastors, there are ministries, there are individuals all over the world doing that God's favor to draw people and the hearts to God. So I understand you. I understand you, Desmond. I look at it as we are all favored. And I look at it as, and at the same time, we are all blessed. But some situations have a greater depth than others. And we have to acknowledge and respect that. Like, there are preachers out there that I have a lot of respect for. They speak the word, they helping people, they're about the community. That is a favor I look at as being greater than my favor. You understand? I look at my favor as a lot smaller compared to what they're doing. And that is because God put favor on them to do that for the purpose of God's will. That's all I wanted to say.
Hey, listen, and I'm gonna let Ronnie go, and I'm not gonna say nothing else anymore. I'm gonna let y'all take over. These my last keywords, keynotes for you guys. Somebody said, can I read it slow so they can break it down? So I'm gonna read this slow so everybody can understand. It says, favor and blessings often come together, while favor, seen as divine approval or special attention that opens opportunities, while blessing and prosperity that follows, creating a cycle where favor brings increased to blessings, and seeking God's favor through faith and obedience unlocks both, while favor often precedes tangible blessings. Those are my key notes for that. And so there it is in a nutshell. I can't say, and this ain't from me. This is not from my mouth. That's from studying. That's from the word of God. And so that's not about me, like I said. So just want to clear that up. Roddy, take it away.
I think I'm good. I'm clear.
I'm good too.
I don't really got much more to say, bro.
Listen, I pray that somebody received something, they understood it from us, and I want them to be encouraged. We're getting ready to go into the holidays. I want you to be encouraged, blessed, and highly favored. Walk it in your purpose. If you don't know your purpose, find your purpose. How do we find their purpose? That relationship with God.
And help somebody. When you out in your days, in the next month or 2 days, continue, help somebody. Be a service to your fellow brothers and sisters in your community, in your family, or whatever, and get into a habit of serving one another. I want that to be known. This is our time where we are here for one another. So we have to learn how to get back into that community, because it's important for us to reconnect. So that's what I wanted to add to.
Oh, beautiful. Blessings, man. Blessings.
Absolutely.
Word. So, Rodney, what you got brewed up for this weekend, man?
This weekend? What are you talking about? Nothing. I don't know.
No, they got nothing?
I don't got nothing, man. I ain't doing nothing, bro. I'm just trying to take it day by day. That's it.
Okay.
Trying to get to these holidays, bro. That's all I'm ready for. Get to these holidays and then just enjoy the time with my family, man. That's
listen,
it.
Well, I got some great stuff coming up in the new year, some new guests. I got a couple of guests coming up in this month, maybe like two. One returning guest. I don't know if Rodney remember V, the gospel rapper V.
Oh yeah.
He's coming back on.
Yeah, I'll still follow him.
Yeah, I think next week. Him and his wife this time. So it's
Okay.
that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be real good. I see that, man. Look, God's doing a lot for them too, yo. They got together with I don't know if you remember Lady T. Remember Mo B and Chuko?
Mm-hmm.
They got a song together, yo.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they got a song together. That was dope. And look, they got a podcast radio. Mo B and Chuco. They got a radio show.
Mm,
Yeah,
that's
it's
wonderful.
Dope. It's dope. Yeah, it's dope. So he's gonna be back on with his wife, and then I got another guest. But you listen, if God see fit, I got these two young ladies, man. Oh my goodness. I just started, they just start following me. I start following them. Dude, I hope I listen. I ain't big like them, but you know, if they come over here, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be real interesting. You know what I'm saying? I like stuff like that. You know, other podcasters come over, have a conversation with us, and we just dive into different conversations, man. That's what I want. But like I said, it's always spirit led. It's nothing about me, Lady T, Rodney. This is what we do. We here to encourage, uplift. It may seem like sometimes us a debate. It's not really a debate. It's we just getting to understand.
Back to dialogue again. This is a good thing.
I said, you know what I mean? It's at the end of the day, when we leave here, I promise you, all three of us, we go home. I mean, I say we go home. We go back and we look and we reminisce about it, and God start talking to us. He start ministering to us about certain things. You know what I'm saying? If the conversation wasn't right, he start ministering to us because we looking to do what he called us to do. That's what we doing. The three of us, that's what we doing. We doing those type of things. And when we doing that, God is going to speak to you. Wherever you're at in life. You know what I'm saying? Broken, you know, somebody hurt, whatever it is, in that dark place, he can bring you to that marvelous light. Know that. No matter what, no matter what somebody's done to you, God can heal. That's what he does. You know, that's what it's about. It's not only just serving him, but just doing it. And when you serve him, listen, guess what? Your heart
life is great.
Yes. But Rodney, not only life great, but guess what? He says you're gonna go. He said long suffering.
But you have joy.
Yes, he never said you ain't gonna have suffering. No, he never told you that. He never says that. He says, yes, it's gonna be long suffering. Yes, you're gonna go through something. But guess what? Lady T said, joy. I'm gonna keep this. I want your guys to go into the new year with this. Happiness is temporary. Joy is everlasting. And I'm gonna drop the mic on that. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, Rodney, hold on. I got something for y'all. I'm gonna drop the mic.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Huh? Drop the mic. All right, man. We out of here, man. Listen, guys, I'll see you next week. But make sure, hold on, before I leave, I want y'all to know. Listen, don't just come here. I want you guys to go over there, support Dad Mentality Podcast. Rodney Glover, he got one over there, y'all. Y'all got to go check it out. He on Monday, 7 o'clock. Listen, go over there and check him out. Let's support him too, because guess what? It's about dads, dad mentality. I love his intro. He man, listen. I'm tell you, man. When I first saw that intro, call me what y'all want to call me. I could care less anyway. Listen, I cried. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Call me soft if you want to. Hey, Rodney, I did I ever tell you that, Rodney?
You told me that, sir.
I promise y'all. No, I'm serious. I swear. No, because that's what.
That's the first time I know about it.
Yes, I resonate with that. When my kids call me, I'll be like, what? I drop everything. I'll be out of work. I say, yo, I gotta go. I don't even tell them. I say, I gotta go. Word, I'm telling you, I resonate with that, man. I'm serious, y'all. Go
Art by Guapo. That's the young man who did that for me. Art by Guapo.
That's it, man. Listen, tell him a little bit too.
Yeah, Art by Guapo is a young man. He is Matty Ice Cold Crypto's son. And he does cartoon art. He has his own series. You know, it's not Christian based, but it does have a great story. And it's called the Knox, and it's loosely based on his life. And it's, you know, I definitely believe in, you know, dad mentality. We support any of our young men doing great things. He ain't out robbing, stealing. He's creating his own art. He has his own music. He has his own. He did the music. Not the music. He did the song, as in the rap song for intro and all the artwork. The actual production was done by what is his name? I can't remember. Donzel is his real name. I can't remember his what you call it name. But anyway, he did the actual beat to it, and they were all he's been a guest on my show, and you know, so it was just I always try to use the people that are involved in my show, and so you know they've been guests, they've been great things, great people, great great young men. So support them.
That's right.
I'm definitely one to support.
It's all right.
You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, guys. Listen. See you next week. Guys, be blessed. Have a good weekend. Peace. All righty then.